Hi guys, and welcome to the State of Crypto, your one-stop source for all crypto-related news. I'm your host Martin, and this is episode 76. Ripple investors in Towo. Binance US CEO plans to win over America, and Latin America gets 2 new crypto exchanges. Now, if you are catching this stream live, welcome, and if you are catching the replay and have any suggestions for us, please leave us a comment below. We really want to know what you are thinking. Happy Wednesday, guys. I really hope you're having a great week. It's the middle of the week. Market not doing so hot, right? But anyways, I do hope that you're doing great and that you're not getting wrecked and taking positions, being careful, putting good stop losses and getting good entries maybe. So if you want to keep up to date with the latest crypto related news, make sure you subscribe, you hit that like button and that bell so you're notified when we go live. As you might know, we're live every night at 9 p.m. Central, -5 UTC for those of you that are international. And if you want to keep on chatting with us once the stream is done, you can join us on the Discord. The link is in the description. Now, let's get on to the news, right? The first news that I have for the overall market are just it's very short. Alright, it says the article cited, it's from Focus Business News. It's Facebook cryptocurrency signs 21 members, but another company drops out, right? So among those 21 companies that have signed as representatives, like as of Monday, are venture capital firm Andreessen Horowitz, Uber, Spotify AB, Lyft, and Vodafone. Now, Booking Holdings became the latest company to pull out of the project. Along with, we already talked about the other ones, but Stripe, MasterCard, Visa, eBay, and PayPal, Anyways, let's go and look at the market because it's the only news I have for the whole cryptosphere. I do have interesting articles coming up from Bitcoin, Ethereum, Ripple, and Binance. And I might start a new segment. Not today, maybe tomorrow. I'll discuss it in a little bit once we get to that part of the stream when we're actually out of the news, and we'll figure out if something that you guys would be interested in. Anyways, yesterday market going down 2.06%. Right now going down still 0.5. Right, losing money yesterday, closing at 209.47 billion. Right now sitting at 208.43 billion dollars. Bitcoin dominance, where is it at? Well, yesterday gained a little bit, 0.12%, from an opening of 68.61, closing at 68.69. Right now, sitting at 68.73, basically gaining 0.05%. Now, let's go on to the Bitcoin news. I found this article. We kind of talked about this, what could happen, etc. Now, there is this article that came out. It says, next Bitcoin halving could squeeze out retail miners, but jury split on price. Now, we kind of talked about this, right? This article from Jihan Wu, the CEO or ex-CEO of Bitmain, right? He's saying that maybe people speculate too much before the halving, and then you can't sell the good news anymore. Maybe this time a bullish cycle is not coming yet, right? We kind of talked about that. Now, during the first and second halving, people didn't know what to expect, and during the second halving, the scaling debate complicated the situation. Now people are expecting it, right? And all the demand from institutional investors is still crescendoing forward, right? Custody platforms, insurance, compliance, regulation, it is all getting written, and it is positive for Bitcoin. Again, there's mixed comments right now. If I were mining like this acts like the purge and consolidation. Now, if I were a mining rig investor, I would be more conservative, but I would keep on investing. I wouldn't. We talked about that, right? The price almost has to double for it to make sense. Now, they do talk about those machines that we discussed, right? The Antminer S17 Plus and the T17 or whatever it was, the one that came out. Anyways, they do say it's a psychological event, and that there is a tendency for the price to increase from this person's experience, right? Stang. A lot of miners are expecting the price to go up, so they reduce the selling and weaken the selling pressure of the market. Now, the market is moving towards the industrial mining, and there won't be any hype like it used to be anymore. There are significantly less crypto enthusiasts on the market now, and that is something that is true, right? With the price of Bitcoin going down, especially lately. A lot of people seem to lose interest, right? And they're just here when the market is going up. Again, that's why we have so much volatility. It starts to go up a little bit, everyone hears about it, they come in flooding with money. It goes down a little bit, everyone gets scared, just take their money and run, right? That's something we see very often. Anyways, on other news, right? There's this article that came out that says that U.S. and South Korea bust a giant child pornography site by following a Bitcoin trail. Anyways, the U.S. and Korean authorities said that they broke up one of the world's largest markets for child pornography, a crime that they state is proliferating at a furious pace with the rise of cryptocurrency and encrypted online content. I don't think it's proliferating because of that. I believe that has always existed. Now, they're just finding all these new sites that are in the dark web, and they're trying to pin it on crypto, even though crypto was the reason they found it, right? Anyways, the bust was revealed on Wednesday as the U.S. Unsealed an indictment against Jung Woo Son, who's 23 years old, who prosecutors say operated darknet market that accepted Bitcoin and distributed more than 1 million videos, right, involving that type of content. Anyways, since the agents shuttered the site on March 2018, authorities have arrested 337 site users around the world. They were in countries including UK, Germany, Brazil, Saudi Arabia, and United Arab Emirates, right? And nearly 24 US states. Now, according to the US authorities, the UK government said people in 38 countries were arrested. I'm glad they're catching these guys. They do go on to say that the agency's ability to analyze the blockchain and de-anonymize Bitcoin transactions allowed for the identification of hundreds of predators around the world. The scale of this crime is eye-popping and sickening. Yeah, I do agree, it's sickening. Although Bitcoin is not that anonymous, right? It's easy to track. So again, they want to make it sound like it's harder than it is. But again, they also were trying to make it sound as like this happening was just Bitcoin's fault. Again, that they caught on to these guys because of Bitcoin, and they were able to make all those arrests because of Bitcoin as well. So it's a good thing that they're catching criminals using Bitcoin. Again, it does show that it is traceable, right? And you can use it to fight crime and not just be like what they were saying, that it's used by criminals and it's untraceable. It just makes the jobs harder. If all this was being done with cash, it probably would have made it much harder to trace. Anyways, I have another article. No, that's it for Bitcoin. Let's go look at the chart, man. What is happening with Bitcoin, man? Taking a small dive today again. Right, and right now opening with red. So yesterday going down 207%. Right now going down 0.38, sitting below at 20 MA. Contraction on the Bollinger Band, starting to get a little bit of expansion, but not violent yet. We could still maybe bounce off this bottom part, try to move up a little bit. Positive momentum certainly decreasing, about to get a cross off the MACD over the signal line and sitting low on the RSI at 35.01. Now, is it good? Is it bad? Well, I do believe we have more chances to run to the upside than to the downside. We have to wait and see how this keeps on developing. Right now, we're not developing anything here that would indicate another dump, right? We're just starting to make this less positive momentum. Again, we need for a pattern to develop. However, we can see that we are still within this downsloping channel, above that 50% line. Again, if we look at the chart that we always look at, one second, I'm gonna change the tracks real quick. There we go. Hopefully this one will play. So again, like I said, right? Going to the outside, losing that positive momentum. Let's wait and see how this plays. We are still downsloping, right? Still within that wedge, potential wedge, heading towards that 100% retrace again. On this other chart that we look at, this is one I was looking for earlier. That's why I got a little bit sidetracked. We were in this uptrend. We kind of broke out of it slightly. This could still be adjusted and possibly still make sense because we're just using the bottom part for the touch point, right? So it could be here. Right now, this day could still come up and break back into the channel, giving us a false breakout to the downside. Still within that 70% within that 50 and 75% of that equidistant channel. Again, we're probably going to keep on moving sideways a little bit, maybe drop a little bit more. I'm not sure if we're going to go up yet or not, unless we look at smaller scales and we can see something that will be developing. Anyways, on the daily, like I said, we are still just within the patterns, right? So here within that down sloping channel. Here, still trying to develop something, right? Not quite yet. If you wanted to do something, you could go from here to here, right? And then maybe go from here to here. Make sort of like a down sloping triangle, right? And that could certainly be a potential pattern. Yeah, anyways, I want to go in smaller into the 4 hours to see what we're doing on Bitcoin. We're still below the 200 MA, that's why I'm not even going to look at it. So we failed to get above that 20 MA, right? We talked about it being important. This was yesterday, around 11, right? We failed to get above it. We're kind of moving down. We said, man, maybe we'll try to make a run for it again, but we didn't even try to make a run for it again, right? We just broke down. We were too weak to try to go up again. Anyways, we were developing some sort of divergence here, right? On the 1 hour. We're going to see it earlier. We kind of got a small pump to the upside. However, it's being undone with this candle. The bullish signal's not playing very bullish. Now, we do have bullish divergence on the 4 hours from here to here, right? And from here to here, and not so much on the RSI. Now, the RSI on the 4 hours is sitting at oversold at 29.82. Negative momentum is still decreasing. Again, sitting low on the RSI gives us more room to run to the upside, right? So let's go into the 1 hour and see what is going on. On the 1 hour, sitting below at 20 MA, right? Volatility expanded on the Bollinger Bands from this movement down we got at 6 a.m., 7 a.m., and then again, another small movement down at 9 a.m. Anyways, like I said, from here to here, we are going slightly inwards, right? Not this candle quite, because this was not formed when I was doing this. So this is 1694, and this would be like 1692. So we got slightly larger with this next candle. Maybe that's why this didn't play out. When I was charting this, I just had it up to this line, and I said, man, this is 1557, and this is 1692. Definitely going slightly inwards on that negative momentum, right? And the price actually going lower. We're gonna get some divergence. We might pop to the upside. We quite didn't do that. Anyways, as you can see, we're weak, right? On the 1 hour, we tried to touch that 20 MA. We got rejected. The next candle, we opened at 20 MA. We could not break above it. We broke down. And again, we kept on breaking down until we right now try to go again towards that 20 MA and failed. Again, not looking the strongest for Bitcoin right now. So stuff I could expect to develop. Maybe we could try to run again to the upside, touch that 20 MA, and maybe try to break it. Or what I believe might be a little bit more likely is we will go probably down maybe to this low. We're really close to it, even though this candle's green right now. And we probably make some bullish divergence and try to run to the upside. Anyway, sitting low on the RSI, unsold at 34.62. Again, I do want to see how this keeps on playing out. We are still within, like I said, this potential triangle. We are still within this area that we talked about, right? We talked about it yesterday and a couple days ago. We said we are like just ranging, right? And look, I'll put something here so you guys can see it easily. So our range will be maybe like, I'll ignore that large movement. No, I'll take it into account actually. This will be the range that we're moving within, right? So again, like that 8,714 towards that, like, what was this? Like 7,753. You know, we could still go down there again, maybe use some of the old supports that we have here, right? And try to bounce off them. Again, right now, this triangle, I just traced it. I have one touch point here that makes it a little bit more valid still. And if you want to ignore it, you could ignore this point back here and certainly make it a little bit steeper, but you'll still have a downsloping triangle. Anyways, that's it for Bitcoin, right? I'm still trying to figure out what it's gonna do next. It's not 100% clear, right? Like I said, we might go a little bit lower, make that divergence pump to the upside, or we might try to make a run for that 20 MA again. If we hit that 20 MA, right, we might not be strong enough. So we might break down below from that 20 MA, create another low with less negative momentum, create again divergence, right? Bullish divergence, and then try to pump to the upside. That's probably what I would be expecting to happen here. You don't have that divergence on the RSI here or here to here, right? From here to here, we'll be going with the market on the RSI. Anyways, yeah, that's it for Bitcoin, man. Let's move on to Ethereum. 4 people tuned in. Thank you guys for watching. I really appreciate it. Like, comment, subscribe, hit that bell if you want to be notified when we go live. Again, thanks for being here, guys. I appreciate it. Now, the importance of the Latin American market for the crypto industry continues to become more evident as two new cryptocurrency exchanges make their way into Central America. The article does say Latin America, but it's more in the Central America region, right? Costa Rica and well, maybe Guatemala, right? Anyways, in Costa Rica, local crypto startup Obsidian, like Obsidian but with an M at the end, today launched what it describes as a new type of hybrid exchange. According to a report from a local media outlet, La República. At the same time, Japanese exchange Bitcoin is expanding at an already established presence in the region by opening its doors to Guatemalans, right? So they're basically gonna allow people from Guatemala to trade there. Remember, Bitcoin suffered a massive hack last July. That's so apparently them losing $32 million in customers' funds. Now, Obsidian has launched a new crypto exchange that will enable users to trade, remit, process payments, and do many more operations with cryptocurrency than they would otherwise be able to do with traditional exchanges or, well, financial services, right? It is like a combination between a decentralized exchange and a traditional exchange. Again, pretty cool that they're getting more exchanges down there. It's going to bring more adoption, and that adoption brings people, and that people bring money, and in the end, more money flowing into the crypto sphere certainly makes it a little bit better for everyone involved. Right now, let's move on to Ethereum. What is happening with Ethereum on the daily? Dominance wise, yesterday losing dominance 1.18%. Right now gaining a little bit, 0.09%, sitting at 9.02% of market cap. I don't believe I said the price of Bitcoin. Bitcoin is sitting at $7,971. Well, don't you wish it was sitting at $9,000, man? Anyway, $7,971.26. Ethereum sitting at $174.03. What is happening with Ethereum? Well, we had those similar impulses down, just like Bitcoin did. Breaking out of this upsloping channel again can be adjusted still. Here we have 3 counter points in the top. We have 2 in the bottom. I'm gonna try to adjust the channel by tracing it differently from the bottom to the tops. And at least I do believe I get 2 contact points in the top, which I like, and I get 2 contact points in the bottom. So again, this could potentially be the upsloping channel that we're in. The only thing I like is that it's still upsloping. The thing I don't like is that here immediately we're making a lower high than the previous high, which is a lower high than the previous high. So again, on the more macro, still on the downwards trend that we have been in since July 14th, right? Falsely breaking out for a couple days and then falling back in strongly. Anyways, what is happening here shorter term? Well, sitting below at 20 MA with contraction happening on the Bollinger Bands. Starting to make negative momentum, right? Just got that cross, that previous candle, right, of the 20 MA going under the signal line and sitting low on the RSI at 44.02. Yeah, I'm gonna go look at the 4 hours and see what's going on. So on the 4 hours, sitting below that 20 MA with volatility expanding on the Bollinger Bands, sitting low right on that upsloping channel that we just changed. Anyways, I'm gonna get rid of this. It was a move that we could have moved to the downside. Anyways, what is happening here, right? On a more micro, today I went on and I was playing with this idea, right? Back here, I mean, we're talking about today, earlier, or this was still yesterday, I think. And I said, look, man, we could potentially make divergence. Just keep an eye out for that. Right now, I do believe we are making divergence, right? I'm not sure how strong it's gonna play to the upside. What is this at? 1.10, 1.24. Even this point right here is higher than that point, right? On the momentum. So again, low, lower low. Low, less negative momentum again, so moving inwards. And then on your RSI, you're kind of going with the market, so nothing there. Again, potential divergence could play out. We might see a move to the upside. This one that I had way over here, it was the one that we were tracking earlier, right? That was this line that was here. It didn't play out, obviously. We got just that small bump and then kept on moving downwards. Yeah. So let's go into a more micro scale, right? Let's go into the 1 hour, try to figure out what is going on. Anyways, like I said, we're developing that bullish divergence. Stuff that could happen, right? We're starting to decrease on that negative momentum on the 4 hours. We could potentially come down here again, maybe bounce off it, right? And then we create like a flat line on the price, maybe even slightly lower that closing. And we make slightly upwards or a new bar of negative momentum, or even just white, right? Or light red, sorry. Less negative momentum, and then we create like slanted divergence, right? Slanted bullish divergence for potential price action to the upside again. anyways, let's go into the where are we at now? Like the 1 hour, right? Anyways, below that 20 MA, expansion of the Bollinger Bands due to that large movement, starting to get some contraction. We're getting a lot of sideways shop, right? Like a lot of indecision going on with the candles. Look at long wicks, right? Really, the market doesn't know where it wants to go. Anyways, still making positive momentum, right? The only thing I don't like is that this is higher than this on that positive momentum scale. So you'll be going downwards here, you'll be going upwards here, and you will be making hidden bearish divergence, right? So again, potential price continuation, which price continuation either could be sideways movement or down sloping. So again, not too bullish on Ethereum right now. Is this lower? 53, 58. So again, you do have that divergence here also developing on the 1 hour, right? Slightly less than on the other channel, on the other chart, but anyways, still developing. Look at the impulse that we got, man. It was very weak. We kind of touched that 20 MA. We're a little bit away from touching it and going down. So again, not the best looking, right? Not looking too bullish. Are we doing something here? No, we're going lower, right? So again, nothing on your RSI as well. So again, it's just looking like Bitcoin, man. I'm not sure right now if it's going to go up to the upward, to the upside or downside, right? If it goes up, you might try to touch that 20 MA again, try to get above it. I'm not sure if it's going to be able to sustain it. Right now, it's been weak, right around that 20 MA, because Bitcoin has also been weak around that 20 MA, and this has been below that 20 MA since October 15th at 1 a.m. So over 24 hours, right? Almost 48 hours, not being able to get above that 20 MA. Let's wait and see how this keeps on playing, right? The lines don't have any sign that they will converge anytime sooner or get across over, right? We got that green crossover right here, right? If we get another cross, we might see more price action to the downside still. Like I said, let's wait and see how this keeps on developing for Ethereum, guys. Now let's go on to Ripple. Do we have good news for Ripple? Yes, we do. They are investing in another project. This article is very small, so again, it's just like reading the whole thing. It says Towo Labs or Towo Labs or Towo Labs. I'm not sure what the name of this company is, but they are a Swedish startup aimed at simplifying crypto self-custody. Today announced a strategic investment from Xspring, right? Ripple's development area or arm or research part, right? Anyways, the investment will support Towo Labs' development of the hardware wallet firmware with support for all XRP ledger transaction types and a trustless non-custodial web interface to the XRP ledger. Now enabling all XRP ledger transaction types on the hardware wallets, which is pretty cool. Now, Towo Labs will focus on developing hardware wallet firmware with full XRP ledger support for Ledger Nano S, Ledger Nano X, and Trezor T, making it easier to securely sign any transaction type. All open source code contributions will be subject to the normal code and security revision of the involved repository maintainers, right? Today, existing firmware only supports XRP payment transactions, which in some cases block further XRP ledger and interledger innovation. The new firmware, however, will support the signing of cross-currency payments, trust lines, escrow orders, payment channels, account settings, and so forth. With the full XRP support, among leading hardware wallet transactions can be prepared from untrusted devices and applications, for example, like over the web, before being reviewed and securely signed inside a hardware wallet. This added support also enables a new application like trustless, non-custodial trading interfaces to the XRP Ledger decentralized exchange, improving self-custody for decentralized finance applications and hybrid multi-signing schemes requiring signatures from both hardware and software wallets. Yeah, pretty cool. Xspring investment will also help accelerate Towo Labs' second project aimed at developing a new version of the XRP toolkit, which was originally created by Towo Labs founder Marcus Avila. The next version will feature a more user-friendly design, landing page, and user documentation, support for all 17 XRP ledger transaction types, and complete hardware wallet support. The new XRP toolkit will also be implemented as a progressive web application with online support for Windows, Mac OS, Linux, Android, and iOS. Again, pretty cool. Man, Ripple seems to be investing in a lot of companies, and I do believe that is amazing, dude, that they're actually not scared of like giving money to other companies for them to start developing, whether or not they fail, right? But again, they're going to companies that have potential use case and that would increase the adoption of XRP, right? So again, it is pretty cool, right? They are investing in things that grow their ecosystem, again, making them a little bit stronger than the rest of the other companies that are out there, right? That are not like investing money because they don't have like a real CEO, right? That's why I like Binance a little bit better than Litecoin, right? Like Litecoin is just a guy showing face but having no backing by the currency, right? Ripple, on the other hand, has a lot of money, a lot of skin in the game, right? They're holding a lot of the tokens still, even if they're on escrow. Certainly they have the interest of the token at heart, right? Because they do want to get that token to be more valued. That way they can give more money to the projects whenever they do end up dispersing that XRP, right? Anyways, and like I said, Binance. Why Binance? Because they have a real use case. They are developing new tools. They are developing exchanges. They are keeping on growing, right? And then that's good, man, because they have vision, right? Litecoin is lacking vision, is lacking leadership. Ethereum, right? Vitalik is doing some stuff, but I'm not sure how good it is right now for the overall. And then on Bitcoin, you know, no one knows what Bitcoin is going to do, right? There are developers, everyone's doing everything they can. But again, there's no one at the helm, like taking decisions, saying, dude, that's where we're going. And then like pointing the ship there and everyone's telling it the same way, right? There's companies that are just like headless, let's say. Anyways, let's go look at Ripple, and then we'll look at Litecoin. There's an article for Litecoin, so after Ripple, I'll do a small segment of something that I want to talk about, and then we'll move on to the next one. Anyways, Ripple getting a little bit of dominance yesterday, 0.47%. Right now, losing 0.39%, sitting at 5.82% of market cap. Price of Ripple, 28 cents, or 28.15 cents. Right? What is happening with Ripple, man? Well, look, man, we're doing this downwards movement. Again, do I like it? Do I hate it? I don't mind it, right? You could go like this. And say we're kind of like in a symmetrical triangle again, of sorts. Again, is it bad? Is it good? Well, last 1, 2, 3 symmetrical triangles were broken to the upside. We have those that swell event coming in. So again, we might develop a new candle here tomorrow, right? And then we probably pop to the upside. Maybe if we break to the downside, maybe a measure move from high to low, right? Low being here maybe. And that's where we would expect to hit, which would probably put us at this upper part of this downsloping channel. Maybe we touch it, bounce off it. But do we have other areas of support? Yeah, of course, man. We have this upper part of the channel. We have that 27,911. We have this 20 MA, and then we're gonna have that upper part of the channel, and then after that we would have that 25 cent, and then we have this mid part of the other channel that we were in. Anyways, let's look at Ripple, right? Above that 20 MA with volatility expanding, right? Still slightly contracting, but still expanded. Do I like it? Yeah, it's doing better than everyone else, man. It hasn't gone as hard as Ethereum, man. Look at Ethereum, right? Look at Bitcoin, right? Bitcoin hasn't even made any upwards movement. Ripple, man, up sloping still, right? So again, looking better than everyone else. It was sitting at prices it had not seen since September the 20th, right? Pre-drops, right? Still trying to recover to like. So right now, if we keep with that trend, right, and with swell coming and all the speculation that's happening, again, price might pump to the upside, right? Get us above that 29 cents, right? Certainly hit that 30 and maybe pass it. And then hit that upper part of the channel, right? And then we'll see where we go from there. But again, Ripple's certainly looking much better than the rest. Again, positive momentum starting to decrease, sitting 56 on the RSI, meaning we have reset that RSI to a more neutral area before we can run again. And I like that. It gives us, again, better room to run to the upside. So here's the triangle I was talking about. Maybe I have another line. Yeah, I had 2 lines. I traced one earlier because I was looking at it. Anyways, are we doing something? Well, not really, man. This is like 210, 150, 152. So from here to here, you're going lower. From here to here, you're going higher, right? Like less negative momentum again. And from here to here, you're going slightly higher on that negative momentum. Again, this time frame is very slow. It's very low. If anything, you'll be going from here, like you will be going like this, right? On the price, and then you'll be going like this on the oscillator. You will be making like hidden bearish divergence, hidden bullish divergence. But again, not too sorry, I didn't want to do that. I'm not too excited for this because again, it is very short, right? It's like two 4-hour candles, one right actually the other, after the other one. William James, man, how is it going, brother? Thank you for showing up. You'll have to catch up later. How's it going? Yeah, it's going great, man. It's going great. I'm feeling much better today. Certainly more energetic than I was feeling yesterday. Thank you for showing up. The stream was being a little bit weird without anyone here saying hi, man. Or at least any of the usual suspects saying hi. We picked up a new subscriber today, a guy named Marcus that I was talking to in Telegram, and there's something that I want to talk about that, man. Anyways, how are things going on your end, man? How are you doing? How's the market treating you, man? How does dumps treating you today, man? I mean, we did have a movement to the downside. Ripple recovered quite nicely, and then, you know, this new candle's kind of bringing us down again, dampening our euphoria. But anyways, let's keep on seeing how this is going, right? Yeah, anyways, so on the 1 hour, yeah, sitting below that 20 MA, again, we try to break above it. We're being weak. Everyone seems to be weak around that 20 MA right now, but Ripple was above it at 6 a.m. still today, right? And Ethereum has not been above it since 1 a.m. yesterday. So again, Ethereum almost 48 hours below that 20 MA. Ripple just maybe, what are we at? Like 12, 13, 15 hours maybe below that. Anyways, what is happening here, right? Well, we do have that bullish divergence that we developed on the RSI. We got, on the MACD histogram. We got that pump to the upside. It was very weak. That 20 MA dampening it, right? So again, we kind of breaking down, right? We touched the 20 MA not once, but like 3 times. 1, 2, 3 times. Almost 4 times, and then we were too weak to get above it. So obviously, we're going to break down. Like I said, we might make it things that I would like to see, right? If we get to this low, we're probably going to make very little negative momentum. We're going to get more bullish divergence accumulating, and then we might pump to the upside, right? So not bad. Down a little bit. Yeah, you know, that seems to be the overall feeling today for the market, man. Again, a lot of people are going down. So right now we're starting to go up a little bit, sitting at 28.25 cents right now. Anyways, like I said, so from here to here, you're not even higher, but you're making less positive momentum, so you're fine. From here to here, you would have this would from here to here, right? And then from here to here, you would have hidden bullish divergence, hidden bearish divergence. Sorry. So price continuation. That I wouldn't put too much strength on that. I would focus more on that bearish divergence because again, like I said, man, we've developed 1, 2, 3 symmetrical triangles breaking to the upside every time. Right now, we developed the 4th one, right? You can get, I think I have like a couple touch points here, right? So at least 2. 1, 2, and then on the bottom, I just have like 1, right? So again, could be a symmetrical triangle. Yeah, maybe, man. If we consider this like the flat line, right? We touch one here, and then we would be going here. So again, yeah, a symmetrical triangle of sorts, upsloping, right? The lows that we make are higher than the previous lows, except here, right? Low, lower low, lower low in the shorter term, high, lower high, lower high, lower high. So again, not the best looking in the shorter term. However, I do believe with the speculation that is coming with this, it could still go up harder, right? XRP is trying hard to move up. Yeah, it's trying hard, man. Right now, it wants to undo that previous candle again. That would be really good. But like I said, we might face that 20 MA and we might not break above it. Anyways, Bitcoin, man, being a little bit weaker, right? Trying to pump again. Making bullish engulfing candle right now. Still has 23 minutes to go. Trying to get above that. Probably going to test that 20 MA again before breaking down or seeing what happens. Anyways, that's it for Ripple. I'm going to move to Litecoin. But before I move on to Litecoin, there is something I want to talk about. There is a secret hiding on the video's thumbnail. You might not even be able to see it because it's small and it's translucent and it's hidden. I think I hid it well. But it's about a coin that I'm going to talk about. Not this stream, but next stream. I was talking to a project on Telegram. And I'm going to cover their project. They're not paying me to do that talk. It's a project that was an airdrop that I participated in. And I kind of like the project. I believe they're doing something interesting. So I asked the guys for more information. They are going to send me some stuff. And I'm going to talk about that, right? So again, that's going to be a pretty cool project. And I want to do that, man. I do believe that we cover the main cryptos, right? We don't give a lot of news and credit to the smaller ones, but I want to try to focus on the very, very tiny ones that are starting to come out, that have their Telegram groups, that are struggling to also like get noticed and maybe talk about them, and they can probably tell us about the struggles that they're going in, right? Like if their airdrops are going good or bad, what they aim to solve, what they're trying to do, what their team is doing, how it's made, how old they are, you know, and try to get a sense for like a more personalized feel for that crypto, right? So again, I'm gonna try to do that. They did send me a link today for an article they just posted, I think, on the 28th of September. So I'm gonna look at them, and I'll probably have something out maybe tomorrow or maybe Friday. I'm not sure yet, depending on how heavy work is. Well, and James, I know that you want me to check out Hex. Yesterday I was completely beat. Today was a hectic day at work, so I didn't have a lot of time to go into it. However, do you know if they have a Telegram group? I would like to get in contact with someone from them, so that besides just looking at the website and trying to get whatever information is up there, try to get also some information from the source as to what else is going on. Maybe something that is not like inside trading secrets, right? But like certainly maybe some additional information that they could have, that they would be willing to openly share, that I could talk about, right? Struggles that they're having, things that might be upcoming, right? Maybe they might say like, man, we might get listed on an exchange soon, right? Even if they don't want to say which exchange, but any kind of news that could potentially work, right? Anyways, yeah. So that's it. I'm gonna move on to Litecoin and look at what Litecoin is doing on the daily. We just finished Ripple. We already covered Ethereum. We covered Bitcoin. There's 6 people tuned in. Someone just started watching again. 6-person. Thank you for tuning in. If you want to look at any of the other coins, you can post it on the chat, and I'll look at them once the stream is done. And I will also do another quick run of the whole market right before the stream ends. So if you missed one of the coins that you wanted to see, we can certainly go over it again. Or if we haven't covered a coin that you want to see, you can just type it out and we'll certainly cover it. Anyways, what is going on with Litecoin on the daily? Yesterday, losing dominance, right? 1.74%. Right now, losing dominance still 0.02%, sitting at 1.59% of market cap. Again, very weak on Litecoin, man. What is going on with the price of Litecoin? Well, looking a little bit like Bitcoin, more or less, right? Look, Bitcoin on the daily, right? It's actually looking a little bit worse than Bitcoin, because Bitcoin has not gotten lower than the low from October the 7th, right? And I think Litecoin was lower than that on the chart. Yeah, definitely, right? October the 7th, look, man, it's here. We're definitely lower. So again, Litecoin not performing as it should, sitting at $52.32. What is happening, man? Well, we are within this kind of downtrend, right? It's been a bummer. We are below that 20 MA with some volatility starting to expand on the Bollinger Bands. Again, not the best looking. We broke out of this upsloping channel that we have. We can always extend it, right? And maybe if we probably cover it here and extend it back, we might get different touch points, right? And we could include even this stuff back here. I'll actually shift it a little bit, right? Where's my channel? Here we go. I'll take this point, go to this point, and then go up, right? And that would still kind of make sense. I don't like it as much. We do have some support on this area by that mid part of the channel, right? But I'm not seeing it used as resistance before, so I'm not liking this channel too much. You know, when I look at channels, that's what I try to do, right? So I'll take a point, right? You need 3 points for a channel, two on the top, one on the bottom, right? So again, maybe this makes a little bit more sense. So we have some support right here in the mid part, facing out resistance again. Yeah, this seems to make a little bit more sense. I don't like it as much, but I like it a little bit better. Anyways, we would be within that slightly upsloping channel, making less positive momentum. I'm about to get a cross of the MACD under the signal line and sitting low on the RSI at 33.87. Now let's go into the 4 hours and see what's going on. On the 4 hours, right? Impulse down, upsloping consolidation. We know that is bearish, so again, impulse down. We kind of are doing upsloping consolidation, so again, that is bearish. So might we get another impulse down? Probably, man. Not looking very strong, like I said, right? There's that flag that I was talking about, right? And then there's this flag that I'm talking about, right? So here and then here, right? So again, not the best looking for Litecoin right now. We could impulse down again. So again, what is happening? Well, high, lower, low, lower, low, negative momentum, more negative momentum. So again, This is the one that we were trying to talk about, right? We said potential price action to the upside. We did pump up a little bit, but it wasn't very strong, right? And we, like I said, we can keep on developing negative momentum, and we did, and that's what we keep on watching that, right, and adjusting. But right now, we're definitely not making it. This is definitely lower than this. Again, you don't have that divergence anymore. It got negated, we can say. It kind of played up a little bit, but it got negated. It wasn't too strong. Because Bitcoin wasn't strong, because Bitcoin broke down again. So that's why we're breaking down with this. Are we doing something right now? No, we're going with the market, right? Shorter term, from here to here, you're lower on your RSI, you're making more negative momentum, and you're definitely lower on your price. So again, we have that upsloping channel. We are still within that more major downsloping trend. Again, not liking this very much, man. Looking bearish, and potentially because they're broke, or there's rumors that they're broke. We kind of talked about them, and we'll figure it out, right? Anyways, what is going on? See, here we can see the flags a little bit better, right? They do seem to make a little bit more sense on the 4 hours than here, because here we kind of have all this stuff going on. This divergence that we call to the upside, we did get that move to the upside again. Like I said, we kind of broke down, right? Anyways, high, lower high, much lower high. And, that negative momentum, that positive momentum is lower still. So again, you're going with the market. Same thing happened with the RSI. You're definitely also going lower on your negative momentum. So from here to here, you're making more negative momentum. And from here to here, you're making more, lower levels of relative strength. So again, you're kind of just going with the market, man. Litecoin is not looking very strong. To be honest, Litecoin is looking scrubbish, and I don't like it right now. I mean, I try to be as transparent as I can, as fair as I can, but I have to say it, man. Litecoin, it's not being one of my favorites lately, man, because it's just not been doing much, man. It had potential. There are no news coming out, man. It's like a black hole, man. It's like silence from the Litecoin team. They just come out and say, that's FUD, what you're talking about is not real, we are not running out of funds, and then the news goes away, man. There's nothing else. So there's no substance, there's nothing coming out regarding development, there's nothing coming out even regarding the foundation, right? So again, they do have their event coming up. I do hope that they have fun stuff happening, maybe good news, but I'm not sure how this is going to play out, man. With Ripple, we are seeing hype pretty swell. With Litecoin, they have their event happening, I can't remember if it's this month or next month in Las Vegas, and I don't see this pumping, man. I don't see this hyping. It just seems like it just doesn't look the best, man. It just looks bearish right now. Anyways, I'm trying to get a more macro picture of what is going on, see if I can see something right. Like this is lower. So again, potentially, I wouldn't necessarily call it a head and shoulders, right? I mean, what I was looking at, right, I was like, this part here. This part here being the head. And then this part here potentially being that other shoulder, but it's too far. It's not looking like a textbook head and shoulders, so I'm not liking it too much. That's why I'm not calling it a head and shoulders. But anyways, that neckline would be going something like this if it was, and then breaking below should give us an extra move in the head. But again, I don't like it as a head and shoulder patterns. Again, I don't believe it's gonna play out as a head and shoulder patterns. Let's look at it on the daily, man. It might look a little bit better on the daily. It doesn't, right? In the daily, you can even see it. So again, it's probably not. I was trying to find something to justify why this is being so weak. But, you can't just make up stuff, right? You can't. So, again, like I said, it's not playing out as a head and shoulders. So don't, if someone calls that, we just analyzed it and it's not a head and shoulders. So let's go into Binance. We have news for Binance. So let's see what Binance is doing, right? This is news about how the ex-Ripple Binance US CEO plans to win over America. Let's go conquer America with Binance, right? Anyways, Binance US tends to take a more careful approach, debuting on September 23rd in 37 states plus Puerto Rico. The company says it seeks to comply with U.S. financial laws, where the legal status of digital coins remains in question, right? Because why? Because obviously the regulators are not coming out with rules. They just want to tax you money that you make on crypto. But in the end, when you ask them to regulate it, they say, nah, man, we're not going to regulate it. We're not going to do it yet. We're not ready. We don't know what's going on with this. They might be illegal. They are gray areas. We don't know what we're going to do with it. But they're fine like coming out with like a tax to take your money, right? Because they see you're making money of this. They just don't want to regulate it, but they want your money, dude, because they're greedy people sometimes, right? Anyways, Catherine Coley, the CEO of Binance US and former Ripple executive, outlined her vision of the company on the latest episode of Balancing the Ledger, which happens to be Fortune's, right? That's the website that we're looking at, fortune.com. So it's Fortune's online show covering the intersect of finance and technology. That's how they describe it as. Anyway, she describes the firm as a marketplace that is suited for their American users with the same technology that they can experience on Binance, but with the comfort that is within regulation in the US. They want to be applying products new to the market and in cadence that will work with the regulation in the US. They will be going at it at a different cadence and speed, but one that will be in line with the American regulation. Now, an uncertain regulatory environment in the US has forced other crypto businesses to undergo equally uncomfortable controls. Exchanges like Poloniex and Bittrex started limiting US customers' access to certain cryptos last month. Coley says that despite the constraints of the US market, Binance US will be agile, right? I'm going to quote her here. She actually says, we have to be careful about each step we take, but it certainly doesn't mean we won't have multiple things going on at once. We launched the full exchange in 3 months, which is still incredibly timing when you go from having a concept to actually having a functional product at the team and the team to support it, right? Anyways, Binance, right? They couldn't launch with the same stuff that was happening in Binance. They had to like lend their name to a US-based company. They had to create, right? They had to put a US CEO in charge. So in the end, like, it's not really related. It's like a little bit independent from Binance, right? Because they're lending the name, the brand, the logo, etc. to this other company. They're probably Binance US probably paying Binance royalties for using the logo, the name, etc. Right? And probably the same back end software to like launch the exchange, etc. Right? Anyways, the article goes on to say that Binance US faces a challenge, mentioning competing with rivals such as Coinbase, Kraken, and Gemini that have operated in the US for years. I don't buy that, bro, because people from the US were using Binance, right? So again, they're competing with them, yes, but the people that were already in Binance are probably going to go back to Binance US. So they already have a strong user base that is going to go out, that is going to go on with them, right? So again, yeah, the competition, but I wouldn't just declare that like, oh, they're the new kids and they're going to have a lot of competition because they got to break ground. No, they already had a user base. So again, article, not 100% with it. Anyways, to entice customers, the company is offering free crypto trading until November the 1st. We talked about that, right? And 15 credits for friend referrals. We had not talked about that part. If you refer friends, you're going to get $15 so you can trade. Again, that could be pretty good for some people, right? Let's go and look at Binance charts. What is happening with Binance on the daily? Well, Binance, man, being above that 20 MA, this is the market cap. We don't do analysis market cap. Yesterday, negative day, 2.33% down. Right now, going up 1.31, sitting at 1.34% of market cap. What is it doing in price? Well, it's sitting at $17.92. Again, maybe we're facing some psychological resistance around that $18 area. Today's high was $18.14. We probably hit it a couple minutes ago and then bounced back down because this candle just opened 2 hours ago, right? Almost 3 hours ago now. Anyways, what is happening with this, right? So again, broke out of that small upsloping channel we had traced. We are still outside of this more major downtrend that we had mapped. So I'm happy about that, right? From here to here, right, we're going higher, right? Even from here to here, you're still going lower. So I'll adjust this a little bit, right? And you'll still be making hidden bearish divergence. That would mean price continuation. Now, from here to here, you would also be making that divergence, right? So again, I just putting everything on equal planes for you guys to be able to see it easier, right? We had this bullish divergence, price action to the upside. We called it. We got that pump, all right, that broke us out of the channel. And right now it's sitting neutral on the RSI at 50.67, so very neutral. Very, very vanilla looking on your RSI, right? Anyways, let's go look at the 4 hours, because this I can't, we just broke out of that channel, so I'm not gonna do anything here. Let's go into the 4 hours. What's happening on the 4 hours, man? Well, this certainly we do have a lot more information to play around with. I do have clutter on the charts from charting yesterday. Again, I'll try to go over what happened, right? So again, from here to here, we're going lower, you were going higher, you had bearish divergence. We said we're gonna break down. This was around yesterday at 3 a.m., right? So we broke down. Right now, we're lower, higher, low. So here, right, from here to here, you would certainly be higher on your negative momentum from here to here, so slightly going up. On that negative momentum, you would be making hidden bullish divergence, price continuation. Again, could be a continuation of this upsloping trend that we're in. That's where we're seeing that pump to the upside. Maybe we have some bullish divergence developing on the 1 hour as well. We'll check it out when we get there. Anyways, do we have it on the RSI? Yes, we also have it on the RSI, right? So you'll be going from here to here, which is definitely lower. Again, you had that hidden bullish divergence, price continuation, right? Potentially pumping us to the upside because we are in a slight uptrend. Anyways, that uptrend that I traced here is very small. It was just to point this as an upsloping channel, right? That we were in an uptrend. If we wanted to make it like a little bit more legit, we'd go maybe from here to here, and then up, right? Not liking that one. Again, I'm gonna try to rechart, but from the top part, from here to here, and then down. Does it make sense? Yeah, kind of sort of makes sense, right? From here to up, and then down, and then up again, touching it again, and then kind of touching it on the bottom again, right? Sort of. So again, yeah, this makes a little bit more sense as an upsloping channel. I'm gonna leave it there for now. So, are we doing something interesting? Yeah, we're pumping up, sitting at 17.92. Like I said, trying to get. We kind of undid that dump, right? Slightly, and then we just were too weak to get there, right? We didn't even touch that 20 MA. We were too weak to go up even farther, and then we just broke down. That's it. That's it for the 4 hours, man. Sitting neutral on your RSI at 49.40, making less negative momentum, right? That from here to here, that hidden bullish divergence that we just called, right? So keep it in mind for your trade. I'm not sure how strong this is gonna be. Again, we might just do one of those like, oh man, I'm too weak, and then like pump down again. Anyways, if we go up, resistance right at the 20 MA, then the mid part of the channel, and then the top part of the channel. Let's go into the 1 hour. In the 1 hour, we are above that 20 MA with a nice green candle coming in. From here to here, we're definitely going lower. Again, from here to here, you're going with the market. So again, you don't have any bullish divergence in the 1 hour chart that I can see, right? From here to here, not really. You're still higher, so you're lower. And then from here to here, or here to here, you're going with the market. So again, no bullish divergence developing here, right? Not even on the RSI. So again, we're just going with the market on the top part, man. You're lower, right? Even here, you slightly. Is this green? Yeah, it's green. So again, from here to here, you would be going lower on the price right now. Here to here, going slightly higher. You would be making hidden bearish divergence, right? So again, I would expect for this to at least pop up somewhere around here or here for you to be able to neutralize it, right? You have to go higher than this point for sure. I'm not sure if you're gonna do it or not. Probably not with this candle. However, you're still upsloping slightly. That's something I don't like because impulse down, upsloping consolidation, bear flag, potential price action to downside, probably a measure move of the pole that you could hit if you go down. And that could potentially put you somewhere around this area, right? Like the 1650. So I'll take a measure move right now. I'll just leave it out for as a precaution. Right, so from here to here. And I'll just put it as where, depending on where you break out. But like I said, right, around that 1650, right? That's if you break to the downside, right? If you negate this flag, you go to the upside, you can certainly get somewhere around here. But like I said, you're going to have resistance at that mid part of the channel. And you have to get above that 20 MA. And everyone has been kind of weak around the 20 MA lately. So, again, not sure whether or not it's going to play out. Sitting at 48.74 on the RSI. And that's it for Binance. James William, I think you're the only guy that's here that's actually chatting. There's 6 people tuned in. Again, thank you guys for watching. If you like what we do, like, comment, subscribe, hit that bell. But if you want me to look at another coin, I would certainly do that, man. Do let me know. Anyways, while you type out the coin that you want us to look at, I'm gonna go do a quick run through some of the coins that usually get asked. We'll do CRX first. Why not? Looking at the daily real quick, we had that bullish, that bearish divergence, right, that we talked about. We didn't hit that move. So again, not hitting these parts. We said we're probably not gonna hit them. We didn't hit them. So and we ended up developing that divergence on the daily, breaking us to the downside. We talked about this a couple days ago. So again, we see that playing out. You're just in Bitcoin and XRP for right now. Okay, cool. That's fine, man. I'll go back and look at them in like 3 minutes when we close this candle, and then we'll figure out what happens, right? Yeah. So what is going on with this, man? Again, we had that divergence here as well in the 4 hours, breaking the downside. Even from here to here, you created a little bit more divergence, right? We were going slightly higher. That would be, yeah, dude, 2 days ago. We hadn't looked at this coin in like 2 days. So again, you created these divergence, right? Price action to the downside. You got it. Right now, you're kind of bouncing off. Are you making something, man? No, you have like hidden bullish divergence, right? It's at best, right? So you'll be going from here to here, and probably will be from here to here, right? And on your RSI, you don't have it. No, you also do have it. Sorry, you're going lower. So from here to here, right? And then you'll be going like there, right? So again, you would have that potential bullish divergence developing. So price continuation, you are in an uptrend of sorts. So again, that's why you're probably pumping up. And yeah, this is lower high than the previous high. You don't really want to see that sometimes because that could be bearish signal, right? Anyways, let's go into the 1 hour. On the 1 hour, it looks a little bit better, man. Impulse up, right? Kind of like down slope consolidation. You want to see that, and then you probably break up again, break to the upside again. That could be good. Anyways, are we doing something here? Well, even though you're going higher here, you're going to negative, right? So again, that divergence that we had in the 4 hours, we also have it here on the 1 hour, and then you'll be going like from here to zero, right? That would be here. So again, that divergence developing as well, and you would also have it on your RSI. So that broke you to the downside, right? Broke down heavily, dude. Are we doing something? Well, yeah, from here to here, you're definitely going lower, much lower, right, as you can tell. But here you're also making less negative momentum, again making bullish divergence, price action to the upside. You are seeing it play out right now. So are we doing something more interesting? Well, we got that cross, right, that comes with some nice green candles sometimes. Again, right now you're high, lower high right now. You're making less positive momentum. So again, you're kind of going with the market, right? You don't have anything else going on here. You don't have that divergence, right? That bullish divergence against your RSI, but your RSI on the 1 hour sitting at 55.17. Anyways, I believe we are in time to go look at the rest of the market before we actually sign off, if there's no other coin requests that get tossed up in the chat. What is happening with Binance, right? Sorry, Bitcoin. Well, we closed this candle bullish engulfing the previous candle. Again, it's not quite. This is not really a morning star pattern. I don't want to call it that, but it certainly does have some similarity, right? I think I've talked about that before, right? With the morning star, you would have a red candle of sorts. And then you would have like a gap itch, right? And then you would have like a red or green candle, right? And then you would have another candle, right, that would gap slightly up or a little bit up, right? And then run and pass the mid part of the previous candle. So again, this kind of looks like it. I would have just liked for this green to be up a little bit higher, and then you could say that it was a textbook morning star that could be a bullish reversal pattern, and that could certainly prop you to the upside a little bit stronger, right? Anyways, it could play out as it was, because in cryptos we rarely have gappage, right? Sometimes we do. In this case, we don't. So I mean, I'm not sure if it's gonna play out as that. Right now, struggling. This new candle just started like a couple minutes ago, right? Like 2 minutes ago. So still trying to figure out what's it gonna do, right? That's it. That's it for Bitcoin. Let's go on to Ethereum. Ethereum doing more or less the same, except that you don't have that red candle here, right? You just have like green candles. Not looking the best, really. This new candle plus 0.09% again. I'm not sure how strong this is going to be, right? Like I said, this divergence here is probably BS. I just charted it to put something because we didn't have anything going on. But it could be like hidden bearish divergence, right? But it will be like slanted, and it will be in a very short time frame. That's why I don't like it. But again, that's it for this, man. Not doing much right now on Ethereum. Let's go look at Ripple and see how it closed, man. Ripple recovering nicely right from that impulse down. Right now, new candle developing. Not doing a lot of moving, but like I said, man, we've probably come up here, touch that 20 MA, and try to like break it, right? I'm not sure if it's going to be able to do it yet because it's going to depend on what Bitcoin does, right? Bitcoin has been moving the market lately, so again, these movements are more or less in line with Bitcoin. However, in the overall, Ripple is recovering much better than anyone else, right? Ripple, like I said, hit prices that it had not seen September the 20th, and Bitcoin has not recovered that well, right? Bitcoin, the highest it saw was prices from September the 24th, right? It has not gone out to September 20th, which would be way up here, around 10,000, right? So again, Ripple certainly recovering and playing like a champ. I like that. Again, let's look at Litecoin. How's Litecoin moving right now? Again, like you see, we were red when we were doing the stream, I think. We ended up turning green. Right now we're green again. We are within this upsloping channel still. Like I said, if we go to the upside, we have that mid part and that 20 MA that we have to fight against. We're still within an uptrend, positive momentum, right? If I put the heck in the sheet candles, will I still get green? Yes, I just got like one green candle, right? In Ripple, on the heck in the sheet candles, one green candle. In Ethereum, on the heck in the sheet candles, slightly green candle developing, and in Bitcoin I might not green candle developing as well. So again, we might get a new positive trend starting to develop, hopefully, right, by looking at the heck in the sheet candles. You could get like a green candle and then another red, right, like it happened here. So again, just keep an eye out. I'm telling you guys what you should look for to determine if we're getting a change in the trend, right? Because we're not going to be here when this keeps on developing on the next 2 or 3 hours. So just keep an eye out for that and set up nice stop losses for your trades. Make sure you're covered. Binance to end up, right? Binance, again, nice move to the upside on the last hour candle, getting above that 20 MA, right? I don't like that you pump to the upside and then you kind of lost half of your pump. If I go into like the more micro scales, it's probably going to be in like a really stupid time frame, dude. Yeah, you can see it right on the 15 minutes, right? You kind of pumped up and then you lost half of it on the next 15-minute candle, right? So if let's say we started here, and then you just kind of lost it all, man. Not really looking the best. So it'll be these 2 candles, sorry, right? It'll be these 4 candles in total. So you lost a little bit over half of your value, right, up to here. So again, not the best looking for this coin. Sorry about that. Something needs to do something. Usually, yeah, something needs to do something for something to happen. I'm not sure what that something is going to be, though. Anyways, are we doing something? Yeah, we're moving to the downside. Probably going to retest that 20 MA. We're too weak to get above that mid part of the channel right now. We'll see how it goes from there, man. That's it. So yeah, like I said, dude, tomorrow I might have a segment for like new coins. I was talking to the guys that are developing that coin that I'm going to talk about tomorrow. That I did put like a small teaser. It's hidden on the thumbnail. I'm not sure if you're going to be able to see it or not. Depends on what size you're looking at your screen and how close you pay attention. I did try to hide it as well as I could. I'm not even sure if you're going to recognize the logo for the coin that we're going to do. But if I end up clearing all the questions that I have with them tomorrow, I might just like throw it up. And it is pretty cool. They are one of the largest groups in Telegram. I think at some point in time they were the third largest group in Telegram. They're the largest airdrop group in Telegram. Their Twitter has like 88,000 followers. They had a really aggressive airdrop program. And yeah, I'm kind of excited to do this, right, with them and talk about them, right, and their project. So again, I think it's something I want to do, man. Like talk about the small projects, like we cover the big ones, right, and then talk about the small ones, right, like Hex that has not launched yet. These guys that are just launching, right, etc. So again, potentially might be something interesting, right? So if they do have a Telegram group, William James, do let me know. I'll also try to like find it, right? Sometimes they do say what they have here. They do have a crypto chat, so I'm gonna try to join them and then talk to someone, right, and try to see if I can get like a little bit more detail as to what is happening. They might be interested in giving me some stuff. They might not be interested in giving me out some stuff. Uh, it just depends, man. Yeah, this guy looks like a '70s pimp. Yeah, I'm gonna have to see what they do, man. I'm not sure what they do yet, so definitely gonna try to see what they do, man. I'm interested to check them out, right? Yeah, yeah, for sure, man. I don't doubt it. I'll try to see if I can talk with anyone from that area. Anyways, guys, that's gonna be it for today, man. I do wish there was more stuff that we could talk about. The news were kind of short. There have not been a lot of news articles coming out, at least not good ones, right? A lot of repeated stuff that we already covered before, so that's why I don't want to go into those articles. Unless I don't have anything, I'll probably like recover some of those that might have slight new developments or might have nothing at all or nothing new to add. Anyways, yeah, that's gonna be it for today, man. I do appreciate you turning in to this stream. Again, if you like what we do, like, comment, subscribe, hit that bell so you're notified when we go live. And yeah, I'll catch you guys tomorrow, right? Yeah, bro. Thanks. I appreciate it, William James. Yeah, that's it, man. Thank you for showing up, and that's it for tonight, man. I'll let you go early. I also want to get some rest. I do gotta prepare. Like I'm gonna be traveling next week, like I said. Streams might be off. They might just be like static videos, or I'll try to see if I can stream or not. Depends on how I can set up. And if I can't set up, they'll just be like static videos. And then even then on the laptop that I'm taking with me, I don't have editing software. I'm not sure how good they're gonna be. I'm gonna have to edit on the YouTube platform, and it's not the friendliest for that. But again, if I'm able to do something with that, I'll definitely try and post as much as I can. If I don't have time to go through the news because I'm gonna be engaged in a lot of meetings, I'll probably just do the chart analysis, and that'll be it for the stream or for the video, right? So again. Yeah, that's it. I'll catch you guys tomorrow. Peace out, guys.